Welcome to Real People. I'm your host, Barbara, and this is our resident filmmaker, Emmett H. Thrower. Our two topics we'll be speaking about is hip-hop and disabilities.
And that's two words that many times are not put together. And so that's why we decided to do a show about hip hop and disabilities. As most of you may know, this year, 2023, is the 50th year anniversary of hip hop. And towards that, we decided to do a show about hip hop and disabilities and how they have not been included in the history or in the field itself, how they have been rejected by record labels and the culture, hip hop culture itself. And the two people that we're going to focus on today is a composer, activist, artist, lyricist, and his name is Keith Jones. And Keith Jones is the composer and vocalist on the song we're going to play for you later that he created called So Hip Hop, featuring another disabled artist. Her name is Tony Hickman. These two artists are Emmy Award-winning artists for music that they created, music and vocals for Netflix in their award-winning film, Rising Phoenix. And the question is, I always say, is like, okay, that was nice, but what came after that? For these two Emmy Award-winning actors, not much. Not much from Netflix. So today, Barbara, we're going to talk about just what that means, and we're going to give you a chance to hear what two of those artists think about hip-hop and disabilities. And what do you think about hip-hop and disabilities, Barbara?
I love hip-hop and old school hip-hop. And combine that with disabilities, they think of them as not being able or not being capable of doing certain things like music or writing music or playing music. But with Keith Jones, he is so creative. I can't wait till you see him. He's so creative. And he uses not his hands, but his feet to play keyboards, write his music. So when you look at someone as disabilities, don't look at them as they're not able, but how capable are you?
There are hip-hop artists who have disabilities. There's disabilities that are not visible. So Barbara, are you ready?
Yes.
So are you ready? Keith and Tony are ready to show you hip-hop and disabilities.
Now, hey y'all, it's your girl, the real Tony Hickman, and I am out here in LA right now.
Here, it says Outliers, and that's what we are. We're here doing our thing the way we do it with our film about people with disabilities and their talents and skills.
Y'all heard it, and that's what it is. And this young man, Keith,
I'm out.
Look, he's in there as well. So yeah, it is at the Royal Regal Cinema in LA Live. Like, to have something here is amazing. So kudos to you.
Thank you, Joey.
And we out.
Yeah.
So what we doing I'm in LA, y'all. I'm in LA with this dude right here. We just did a phenomenal song. I don't know where it's going. I just know it's kind of like
Dope and hot.
different.
Yeah.
And it's different for so many reasons.
I think it's different because the funny part is about the difference that people are talking about. Like, this would be regular hip hop in the 90s and the 80s.
Exactly.
But because everything got commercialized and industrialized, you only hear one sound.
Yeah.
And so, this is not that. This is, I'll let you listen for yourself.
Yeah. So y'all, if y'all don't know, I am featured on the song, and the song is called So Hip Hop.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can actually go on his Bandcamp right now, right?
Yes.
So they just put in the Soul Toucher.
Fizo, the mad one.
Oh, Fizo, the Mad One.
Yes.
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 So yeah, look it up. You're gonna be seeing a whole bunch soon. So
Yeah.
it'll be all over the internet.
Although how they say Whitney Houston's internet. It'll be all over like Al Gore's internet.
Right.
But Al Gore invented the internet. Nobody remembers that though. I'm old. Remember, I'm old. I'm old.
Oh,
Like,
wow. I didn't know that.
You ain't never inside joke because Al Gore got on the TV during the debate and was like, "I invented the internet."
Wow.
Yeah, like that. But that's why you got hip hop that sounds like boiled water, because everybody on the internet buys their YouTube beats, $20, same sound.
Yep, and same vibes. Everybody talking about the same thing with the same melody and the same like everything.
Everything.
But
And-
this one kind of take it back, don't you think? Like this song is like it take it back, but it take it forward. I can't even explain it. It's like it's just something you never heard, but it's something you heard.
Yeah,
Right?
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly because I think the 50 years of hip hop, independent. Like the funny part, Drake was like, he laughed, and this is New York Drake, not West Coast Drake.
Right.
We was talking. He was like, he said we had a meeting. He was like, who said this was 50 years? Because I've been around a long
I
time.
told somebody that. I was telling my homie that. He was like, nah, it's older than 50. I mean, he
Yeah.
said, no, he said it is 50 years. I said, no, it's 50 years. It was popular.
Yeah, because remember for those who are younger than 50, but if you talk about hip hop industry wise, you could kind of say this 50 years, but this isn't the arbitrary point. But if you talk about when it started in the city, you coming down, you in Brooklyn, you in Queens, you and all that stuff. I got to New York in 78, 77 to 78. It kind of was on the radio, and then 79, 80 was kind of on the radio. So at
Right.
that time, it was only like maybe popular to be on the radio for like 4 years, maybe 4 years.
But it's been out.
But it's been out. So like I would say, for the world, it's 50, but for those of us, it could be closer to 60. Because you talking about the last poets, you know what I mean?
Right.
You
I
talking.
forgot about them too. Yeah.
I mean, there was a whole vibe that came with rapping, like, cause
See, my era was like Salt and Pepper, LL, MC Light, Queen Latifah. You know what I'm saying? But that's when it started getting popular.
that's
Well, it was a little after it got popular.
no, because everybody you just named, like everybody in the batch you named, and everybody in the batch that we talking about, we are the group. Like that's why I was like, it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be dead in '85. It was dead in '86. It was
Right.
dead. And I will tell you, the kiss of death, in my estimation, is when it was the start of the kiss of death. It was when we had what they called the New Music Seminar. It was a huge conference in New York in 1990. That was the first one. That's why Bambaataa was there. That's why I did the Bambaataa thing. Source Magazine was there. You had this when Ice Cube had left NWA and
okay.
put out like America's Most Wanted, all this stuff, and we was in the hotel in Midtown Manhattan.
Wow.
Like it was a thing, but again, it was supposed to be dead. Like, cause you couldn't get hip hop on the radio before 9 o'clock at night. Like hip hop, and then, so to watch it from there to here, and to still be in it, and to still see people be like, cause you talking about Light was supposed to be my wife, so I just kept it. But it was like, cause it was Light, it was Roxanne Shante, it was Finesse and Quits, it was Bahamadia. I mean, you had
See,
great.
that was Bahamadia, because even though what's crazy, and then you had these different sections of the country that had their own rappers that you didn't even know about.
Right.
You know, because Bahamadia, even though she was known like as a northern artist. So where I was, we didn't really listen to her.
Right.
Even though I was born in New York, but raised in the South, raised in Louisiana, so New Orleans. Raised in the country, then I moved to New Orleans.
No love.
Yeah.
And see that's what, and that's now when I asked my brother, because 9-4 stand up, 7-4 stand up, I was asking who were the local legends, right? Like they're legends that everybody know, and then they're the ones that never get to that. And then the question I asked was, how many disabled rappers or anybody do you remember?
No, I don't care, mainstream or local. It's hard to pull them up unless they made it really, really huge. But just like you was telling me in your story, your story does need to be popularized. Just like you were saying in your story, how they said like you was too crippled. How dare you? But ignorance is serious.
Oh, well, that's why I'm kind of chuckling at the fact that the song is getting the kind of feedback that I'm getting. And it's not even that hip hop wasn't necessarily receptive to disability. It's who was cool, and if your disability was cool.
Right, because certain disabilities were accepted.
Right. So like if you were blind, if you didn't have a leg, but you were breakdancing, okay. Then, I mean, we're still looking at you kind of crazy, but whatever.
So it was discrimination amongst what type of disability?
Yes, which is,
and that's still the case right now.
And it runs parallel to what's happening in the disability community now.
Yeah.
So we're not, we're still fragmented by quote unquote diagnosis. But the weird thing about hip hop, like my rap crew, we started in '85. We were called the Rock Masters, and we all had disabilities. It was my man we had 2 beatboxers, and I was a rapper. My name was Casanova Love.
Oh my.
Oh wow. I was Fizo, but my persona was Casanova. And we would do talent shows, and we'd get on stage, and you could hear the groan. Not because we had started, but they were like, oh, well, who let them on stage? Why he in the wheelchair? And then my man started beatboxing.
And then you get on there, and that's a rap.
And it's rap. They're like, oh! But, like, even now, when you're talking about, like they tell about all them people, it's hard to, like, when I look at hip-hop now, and look how people are celebrating it now, it's one of those things you kind of like, but are y'all celebrating the industry or the culture? Because those are not the same thing.
And see, that's the beauty about this song, because regardless of if there was representation in hip hop, like visible representation in hip hop for people with disabilities still rocked with hip hop. Like nothing changed on that level, because you can't box hip hop into an identity.
There you go.
And I didn't have a disability when hip hop first started. I developed my disability after I became, I guess, a nationally known recording artist. But I developed my disability afterwards. But I acknowledge the discrimination of before and after, but I also acknowledge, like, if you have a disability or not, you don't allow anybody to tell you that you need to stop because of your disability, because of your weight, because of your gender, because whatever you choose to, if you choose to be great, then you can be great, regardless.
Yeah, regardless.
Period.
And that's why hip hop, I think this song, but just the overall vibe, and just, I mean, honestly, it's funny because when we put it together, I did the track, I sent it to you, was like, ooh.
I called you when I was at the park. I'm like, man, I'm walking. I think I got an idea.
Hey, and that's the crazy part is like I was, so when I was in school producing and trying to be a rap star, we did all the iconic, we did video music box, we did the da-da-da. Still, it was this weird kind of like, we like you, you nice, you dope. Like we want your, we want your stuff. We don't want
We don't
you.
want you, and yeah, and if you want my stuff,
Right.
but you don't want
Me.
me, then like I just
And that's that. And when you said you went from when you became a person in the community with a disability, like it's like you have the perspective you got is that you're getting the misogyny, you're getting the racism, you're getting the sexism, now you're getting the ableism, and all of it is insecurity by other people.
it is. Just like I was telling you well earlier about how the label of what dating a person with disability is more of a problem. So, because men will date somebody that is like obese, and when obesity has become completely popular, and to each his own, I'm not knocking obese people. This is not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is just because a person has a label of what you think puts them and makes them less than, because you think that thought, you would rather not have people look at you that way.
Right. I mean, it's that. I mean, I'm looking at it now. I'm like, people are like, oh my God, I didn't know you did hip hop, and now they listening to the songs, and people are like, I had a message earlier. They were like, oh, I didn't know you band Kevin. And they went back and listened to the other stuff. I was like, oh, I'm like, I've been nice since the word go.
Right.
But I can't tell you that if you keep looking at me like that.
Because you're looking and already expecting less.
Right. And if that is I'm not here to validate your perceptions. Like, that's not my job. Actually, my job is to be black, grow old, and die. That's my job.
And excellent.
Right, like black excellence, baby. But no, I think like when you was talking about just that era, and even when you got on, and how this why I keep coming back to people. I'm like, I get it, y'all are icons, everybody. Like, I ain't gonna be mad. I will take the Grammy. Don't get it twisted, because it's got a sister sitting on our dresser. Emmy.
Right. Emmy.
Right? But there was that conflict in hip hop. Like Chuck said, and then who gives about a goddamn Grammy? Like, we couldn't get on the Grammys.
Right.
Now we're celebrating 50 years on the Grammys. We couldn't get on the radio. Now it's the only thing on the radio. You couldn't get it. You couldn't be you couldn't wear any. Like, you still can't wear most of the clothes we wear. If you looked like you were hip hop. If you looked like it was a gang. Like there's so many cross currents in this thing that, like, for a person who grew up like legitimately, this will be we're gonna be 90 and somebody gonna put on Tootsie Roll.
Right.
Like, and that's gonna be our music. Like, like somebody
Man, listen, let me tell y'all something else. My mama caught me as I wrote some 2 Live Crew lyrics.
No.
Hey, we want some, oh my gosh. She said, Tony, what in the world is this? That was something I had never heard before. I was like, whoa, what is this?
Hey, come on, stop playing. That's at Miami Bounce. I'm telling you, my man who was now, it's funny because as much as I'm black, like, I've only had like 2 black DJs in my entire hip hop career. Only 2. Now there's my man Snotty, rest in power. That was it. It was him. And then I had Jay. Then I had my man Jay, rest in power. And then I had Jay Babu. Like, and my other man who used to start was Greg. And it was white, Colombian, white, and me. And this is 87, 88.
Wow.
Like, this is 80, you know what I mean? Like, we was cross currents, and we all meshed up at college, and it was this weird kind of like, it was a gumbo. It was a gumbo. And we came out, and we did shows, and one man, like Jay was the Miami bass booty Uncle Luke sound. And my man Jay Babu, that's his DJ name. Shout out to J. Rebel. He was the house club Jersey freestyle. So it's weird. And then there was me. And I did a little bit of everything. I was a rapper, but I also wrote the songs. I sang up until I discovered all the best things that are wrong for you. But now you look at it, people like, it's an international movement. Like, it's global.
Right.
And we were doing that 35 years ago. And it was like, and so it's this weird tension of y'all doing all of that, but if I show up in a wheelchair, nobody wants to talk.
Who's like your favorite rapper from back in the day? Your favorite hip hop artist?
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Melly Mel, because of the message and white lines. Who was yours?
Yeah, I gotta say MC Light. When you say you love me, it doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
It goes through my head and
Just
just chit chatter.
chit-chatter.
But they've never really had disability in hip hop, and I still don't really see it.
And because it was never, it's not pushed.
Yeah,
And we were there, and we've been here, and we're still here. 'Cause
'cause
we still hip
hip-hop. Tony Hickman and Keith Jones on the track.
And it go like this. Hey, hey, hey.
I'm still hip hop. I'm still hip hop, baby.
And it go like this. Hey, hey.
I'm still hip hop. Seasons come and seasons go. There is one thing that I know.
If you take a good listen, do some reminiscing. Way past Larock, we had Gil Scott. Before everybody was gangsta busting shots. Rap battles happened with breath and beatbox. Fat Boys was that, Dougie Fresh was that. Slick Rick was fly with the eye patch and cap. Then they started saying can't sing with rap. But MC Shan was the master of that. Like, girl, why'd you have to leave me this way? Or LL Cool J, check out my melody. Rap is way bigger than the box you are selling. Hip hop is in everything.
And it go like this. Hey, hey.
I'm still hip hop. I'm still hip hop, baby.
And it go like this. Hey, hey.
I'm still hip hop.
400 watts from the boombox. 16D, motherfucker D, make the bass knock. Hope who's rock, routines on the block. I mean, battles on the mic around the back stands of cardboard boxes. Back then, you had to hold your own ass them. I'm known low key in the mean blue stripes. Down to Jersey, tri-state, up and down the turnpike. Burn mics, Timbos plus blunts to light. Cause this hip hop thing won't last, right? Old school, new school, sipping on that, tipping on that. Harass for a banger, fuck the police, remember that? Uncle Luke can mix a lot, my mind playing tricks. The crossover was to take over, the culture industrialized, now commercialized. It wasn't even supposed to survive. Oh. And it go like this, hey, hey.
I'm still
revamped under Soul Touch. Mic check 1, 2. This one for the whole crew. Don't forget who the true flame keepers and the artisans of the art and culture fam. Try to overstand, listen, speak from solid ground while they be talking shit from shifting sands. Come on, and it go like this. Hey, hey.
I'm still hip hop.
There's not much I can say or do.
I'm still hip hop, baby.
And it go like this. Hey, hey.
I'm still hip hop.
There's not much I can say or do. There's not much I can say or do. There's not much I can say or do.
Honestly, the journey has been crazy. Like, if I think about the people I've come across and the things that I've done, I can't be mad at it. But I mean, but being in places where you make it kind of, you're sitting in the room with African Bambaataa, and you got Search, you got all these people where hip hop is like just now becoming corporate, and then you get people like Teddy Ted saying, "Call my man at Sony because he needs to know who is doing y'all beats," and we are really like this close to getting a record deal, but somebody literally saying, "You too crippled to rap."
That was an amazing video. I mean, I just love soul hip hop. They're so talented. Tony Hickman and Keith Jones, just unbelievable. First of all, I like old school hip hop anyway, that you can be able to understand the words. You know, it was that old school flair, but then it was modern.
So on this 50th anniversary of hip hop, let the artists who are talented and capable participate, just making accommodations so that the artists with disabilities can help and contribute to the culture and to the community. That song was going to be So Hip Hop, was going to be a tribute to 50 years of hip hop, and to let everybody know that they're here, we're here, we've been here. So we thank you for tuning in. Barbara, you want to take us home?
Thank you for joining us, and see you on the next episode of Real People. Love, peace, and happiness.